Right, so we want to start the trouser. Remember, this trouser will be elastic, back elastic, and front rope and zip, right? So the first thing you will do is to mark out your baseline as well. So these baselines must be marked out and make sure it's as straight as possible. So I mark out my baseline in this form. Now, if you have watched my other tutorial I did on trouser, it's still the same, it's similar. The thing different here is just the back drafting will be 4 inches higher than the front panel because of the elastic. The back band is being cut together alongside the back panel. So if you have been a good student, these trouser explanations will not be a total new knowledge to you. It's only the top that I know is my first time of teaching us or showing us how to draft the top. So after you have gotten your baselines, the next you will do here is to mark your extra 2 inches. So this 2 inches is serving us for our our trouser folding, right? Our trouser folding or for the head. So now you mark your baseline. So this 2 inches is very important. So you mark it out. So after you have marked your baseline, now the length of trouser is 42. So we're going to put the whole 42. There will be no deduction or addition. Now remember, some persons will ask me, what of the band? Wouldn't the band increase the length of trouser? The answer is no. Reasons being that we are going to slant this front panel by half an inch. So half inch has been already programmed to leave the trouser, which will make it to now remain 41 and a half. Then half inch again for the sewing of the band, it becomes 41. So the band is coming back to replace the total 1 inch that is leaving the trouser, and it brings it back to 42. So that's why I don't deduct any inch from my length of trouser. I mark it full. So 42 inches is my length. So I mark it in this form and then mark it in this form. Then after which you mark this way, and the next is you get your waistline. So this serves you for your waistline. Now, after you have gotten your waistline, the next is to get your crotch. Now, the crotch value is gotten from the hip by 4, right? So hip is 49. So by 4 is 12.25. So I will just pick, I decided to pick 12 for my crotch depth so that it will be a bit free on me. Because if you want to make it fitted, you can make it to be 11.5 or 11. So they'll just pick 12 for my crotch depth, just to ignore the 0.25 that is there. It is not that significant. So here you mark 12 inches for the crotch and then extend all through in this form. Now I have different patterns or methods of drafting a trouser. So this one I'm using now is called the simple straight line. But then, because I want to achieve a perfect finishing, perfect fitting and everything, I will go ahead and use my plumb line method to draft my trouser, which is my English trouser pattern. So it still works for the back elastic and rope. So here you measure from the crotch depth to the ankle line here. Here is 30. Now divide this distance into 2 equal parts. That's 15. And then subtract 3. That is the constant, which makes it to be 12. So you mark 12 inches right there. After which, then you connect the line all through, making sure that the line is as straight as possible as well. So right there, here is my waistline, crotch line, knee line, ankle line, and my hemming line. So like I said, the hip is 49. So you mark 12.25 this way, 12.25, and then mark extra 2 inches right there. After this, the next you will do now is to get the middle distance, that's the middle point of this whole value. So that makes it to be 14.25. So 14 is 7. So 0.25 is 118. So 718 right there. So you transfer the measurements also. I made a previous video on how to go about this. Do well to look for it, watch it, and understand all the detailed explanations I made in the previous video. So here you connect these lines with a disjointed line. It's just like a guide or a temporary line, not a major line. That's why it's being connected with a disjointed line. After which you get your knee circumference. So the knee we have is a knee of 19. So 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. So divided by 2 again is 438. That's 4¾ So here you mark 4. So let us mark at 5. When locking, we will now lock at that of our value. So let's just mark at 5. So you mark 5 inches here, this way. The ankle is 15. Divided by 2 is 7.5. By 2 again is 3¾ So such cases, just mark at 4. when you're closing or when you're sewing, you will not close at exact value which you have. Then bring the line to come up straight. This line must come up straight and it must be like 11 inches high or thereabout, so that you have a perfect fitting at the calf. So here you also go up straight as well in this form. Then after which, the next thing you are going to do is to connect these lines. Please observe how I place my pattern masters and my rulers. The budgie edge will be inside for this particular point. Connect in this form and then push it up this way. When you are drawing this line, when you come like 3 inches before the crotch depth, you're going to stop and then bend it over and flush it properly so that it doesn't have a budgie effect at this edge. That is one of the tricks I use in my drafting. Then push it as well in this form. Connect from this line, coming all through to this very point, and then take it all out again. So it goes all the way to this point as well. So after this, the next you will do now is your waist. So the waist value we have is 40 divided by 4 is 10. So you mark 10 here and add extra 1 inch only, please, 1 inch on the waist divided by 4 plus 1. After which, connect the 1 inch on the waist to your real hip. It goes all the way to this point, and then you take your trouser cuff, place this way, and then make a cuff connection that connects this point to this point as well. So the next is now your pocket, which is 2.5 inches width this way, and the depth is 7 inches or 7.5, depending on how big your customer is. Then slant your waistline by half an inch, that's 0.5 for the slanting. Then the curve should end somewhere before the pocket edge, and you are done with the front panel. So I will cut out this and then show you as well how to cut the back. So when cutting, make sure you cut on the line which you have drafted. So this method is called your English trouser or corporate trouser method. So why I prefer this, because it gives you a perfect fitting on your outfit, right? But on Ankara and other fabrics, I can use another method which is called the simple line method. So this is just for you to understand that trousers has 2 or 3 different methods of drafting, so that you will have a variety of options to choose from when you are drafting. So you cut all through this way, and after you have done that, you also cut out a baseline in this form. Cut out your baseline and also cut out this as well. So when you have finished, when you are cutting this, make sure the thread doesn't shift. So now we have cut the front panel. So let's also fold or see how to cut the back. So simply, you have to fling the hip to this side, because here is wider to enable the hip to enter properly. So you turn it over to this side, this way, and then you now make sure that you give extra 4 inches allowance or room at the up region, because we are cutting the back band together with the back panel, right? That is the trick of cutting back elastic and rope. It gives you a clearer view of all the whole processes. So now, for you to continue, the curve here should continue in that manner. Like it should not be, it should just drop down this way. It's the back crotch is lower by half an inch from the front crotch. It helps the back buttocks to sit properly in the trouser. So here, you mark extra 2 inches. You can mark 2.5 if you so wish. Then here, 2 inches. Only the crotch area can be 2.5, but here is 2 inches. So mark 2 inches all through to the very end. Mark it like 4 to 5 points for easier connections. Connect the first 2.5 or 2 inches to the second one. Connect the second one to the third one to the fourth one, and the fourth one to the last one. Then after that, you go to the waist. Now here must be 4 inches high from the front slant, 4 inches high. So already the line has been there already because of my marking. Then you continue in that direction and go all the way out. Now the back waistline here could be 2 inches, could be 1.5, whatever. But I will put 2 inches here for easier explanation. 1.5 is still okay. So that the reason I put 2 inches here so that I will have enough space for my elastic effects to be working properly on my back waistline. After that, connect from here to this point. It goes all the way this way. So you continue the line and a straight line, and we are done with the back panel. So you cut it out. So these shapes coming out will serve you for the pockets facing the zip fly and every other panels of your sewing accessories, right? So this one serves us for the pocket facing, this one, and then the one coming out here will be zip fly or whichever one you want to use it for. So cut out all of these lines in this form. Make sure that the lines that you are cutting are straight and smooth as well, please, very important. So it goes all the way to this point. Then cut out your your waistline here, you know. So the only band you will cut now would be only the band for the front panel. You won't cut the band for the back panel because the band has already been cut alongside your back pattern. So here you cut it out. So you make sure you are cutting on the lines. Then when you get to the side, you still cut from the sides as well. So coming to the side, because here is on fold, so you just put a slit, put a slitting cut in here, then finish it up. So that's all you need to do for the back panel. So the next you will do now is to, arrange those components. Put a notching at the pocket up here, 1/4 inch, and also here as well. So the next you will do here is, this is the pocket facing, or the bigger one. Let me check. Okay, the zip fly comes out. So okay, now this is the zip fly, and this is the pocket face. So the zip fly measurement is 2.5 inches by 3, 2.5 to 3 inches width by 9 to 11. I've already taught this previously in my other video, so just go and watch it, and you understand more. So for 3 inches width or to 4 by length of 9 to 11 for the pocket facing, or 9 to 11. Then after that, the next you will do now is to cut your band. So the band will only be for the front panel because we have already cut the back band together. So what you do is you make sure you take the quarter value, that's the front waist measurement of your front panel. So here is 12. So you must make sure that what you're cutting will be more than 12 inches so that it will be enough. So here is 17, 18, which is ideal, which is okay. So you will just, mark a straight line at this point, and then the band measurement is 2.5 inches width. Sorry, 4.5 rather. Sorry, 4.5 because we're making a rope trouser. So 4.5 inches width, 4.5 inches width. Then you cut all the way down, and then after you have done that, then you cut it out. So you also prepare rope. You will cut value for your rope. So the rope you are going to cut will give you a measurement that will make your rope to be able to enter properly on your trouser. So you cut your rope, you make sure you also cut your rope as well. So the rope measurement we have is a rope of 17 is ideal because from the side, it drops, so it's okay. So the rope can be, let's say, 2 inches or 1.5 inch. So you cut it as well in this form. So this is ideal for the rope, and we are done with the front and the trouser cutting the front and back. So the next video you'll be seeing will be on the sewing processes. So if you like to watch the video on sewing, don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and comment sewing. So I will make the video and post as well. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.